So, Dr. Meeker, as a pediatrician and an expert on parenting, you've written so many books in this field. Let's dive into this question that so many parents have. When do you have the sex talk? When do you talk about the proverbial birds and bees with your son or your daughter? And I know there's variations in age and families and so forth, but what are your guidelines on that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've never met a parent that says, "Boy, I can't wait to have that talk." In my experience, parents keep it out as long as they can.
Right.
Here's how you know whether your child's ready to have the talk. And you're absolutely right, Les. Some kids are ready at 7 or 8. Some kids aren't ready till 11 or 12, believe it or not. So, what a parent wants to do to figure out if their child's ready or not is you want to just start asking your child, have you ever heard kids talk in class about, parents kissing or lying in bed or just doing things that are kind of confusing? And if the child looks at you like a deer in the headlight, it's not time. If, on the other hand, your child goes, yeah, that's kind of weird. Or have you ever seen kids in your school kissing or heard about dating and that kind of a thing? So you start probing for questions. The other thing that's really important for parents to do is look at your school's sex ed curriculum. I review sex ed curricula that around the country, and you'd be amazed at some of the public schools are teaching their kindergartners, first graders. It just would make you shudder. So make sure you know what your teachers are teaching your kids. Some kids by 6, 7, 8 have heard a lot about it. Then you can ask other parents, what does your kid know? Are they talking about it? Are they hearing things? Because if your child's friend knows something, your child knows it. Because kids like to show off with other kids on what they know.
Yeah, that's such a good insight. And is there ever a time when, as a parent, let's say a parent is just freaked out, like, oh, it makes me so uncomfortable. I'm cringing just thinking about having this talk with my little innocent son or daughter. Is it ever okay to just not have the talk? Are we failing as parents if we don't do that?
I'm full of no's when you ask me questions. No, it's not okay for you to not have a talk. And I'll tell you why. Our kids are being talked to about sex every single day. You need to join the conversation, and here's why. Kids want to know what you feel about them having sex. They don't necessarily want to know what you know or what you think, because we know that studies show what a parent communicates to their child about that kid having sexual activity, that will make a huge difference on what the child decides to do in their teen years. That's the most important factor on whether the kids have sex or not, is what their parents think. It's also important that parents weigh in, because sex is presented in a very disturbing, distorted manner in the media. You know that, and I know that. And that needs to be undone for kids. And we need to teach our kids that sex is amazing, it's wonderful. And the way they come to think about it in the media with their friends is it's kind of shameful and dirty and yucky. So yeah, parents have to dive in. I say, every parent is a chicken, but there's always a bigger chicken in the family. So the one who's least chicken is king.
I like it. So what I'm hearing you say is, first of all, don't be a wallflower. Make sure you have the talk. And as you do, kind of put your toe in the water to get a sense of what does your son or daughter already know. Make sure you have context, because maybe they're learning things at school that you want to correct or enlighten or what have you. And so all these things, such good wisdom. And hopefully, we parents can breathe a little deeper with that word of wisdom. Thanks so much.